Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a collective reading, so I speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. It doesn't mean anything right or wrong. It's originally created for Friday, August 26th. It's not solely set for that date though. If you're seeing it on a different date and it still applies to your situation or it feels like it's your reading, please by all means use it. You will hear me make comments back to the Sunday undercoming reading, which populates in the lower left-hand corner. That's the reading that is the energy of the week that pins these cards daily. So you can check that out after this reading. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using, how to contact me via social media for a private reading, and simple ways to support the channel. Easy ways to support the channel: hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, share the channel out or the video out, and leave me a question or comment. Help me to please grow my audience, and let's see what the card is for today. Okay, Nine of Cups. We're still in that Cups energy from yesterday's Queen of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about sort of personal completion, feeling whole and fulfilled. This woman definitely feels abundant. There's a sort of a self-assuredness with the Nine of Cups, in my opinion, because it's an emotional card. We feel in contact with our emotions, in support of our emotions. We believe in our emotions. We can trust our emotions. Whatever work we did yesterday through the Queen of Cups should solidify and become kind of more, what's the word I'm looking for? Practical is not the right word, but it feels like there's a practicalness to our emotions or an ownership that's taking place, especially with this Nine of Cups here. We understand how we feel, where we feel, why we feel, and we're okay with it today. We're so okay with it, we're even willing to sort of share it out a little bit. That's her extending her arm with this rose. There's abundance in our feelings that, to me, it feels beneficial, happy. They oftentimes call, I believe, the Nine of Cups the wish granted card, right? Meaning like we feel sort of either self-assured or confident enough in our feelings that everything's okay and right in the world, right? Things are maybe turning in a different direction, feeling more complete, feeling more whole. And so today should be a day where we feel solid in that and in acceptance of that. I don't get any sort of feeling of sadness or anything like that. I did see that a little bit in the Queen of Cups yesterday, so any of you that might have been going through sadness, confusion, or maybe dealing with, more, I don't know if upset is the right word, but if you were dealing with emotions that were hard or difficult, today they've rounded themselves out. They've become softer. We've become more comfortable with them and more aware of them and able to sort of use them to our advantage or to understand them in a way that we can take ownership of them and not maybe hide from them or avoid them or be afraid of them, right? This is about embracing them, feeling steady in who we are and how we feel, right? And almost even, like, I get a certain amount of pride from this woman, and I don't mean it in a bad way. It's like she's okay with where she's at today. She's okay with how she feels. She understands and accepts how she feels, and she owns that, right? And she, not only does she own it, but she almost even shares it maybe with the right parties or people around her. There's an element of support to this too, with her handing that rose, where if we're giving loving compassion and support to someone today, don't be surprised. We're set up or in a position where we can. We've done the work previously with the Queen of Cups the day before that tells us that we have, sort of a very solid knowledge of why we feel the way we feel about a particular situation, and we're okay with that today. right? Underpinning this in the Sunday reading is that Nine of Wands. So we have double nines, which are about personal completion, wands being about the spirit. So I would even go so far as to say that our spirit is aligning with our emotional self and empowering us to feel, complete, whole, wiser, smarter for having gone through whatever we've gone through. That would definitely be the influence of the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about maybe dealing with hardship, but taking that hardship and the lessons that were learned therein and putting them to practical use, or putting them to further our knowledge to not necessarily avoid those situations repeating themselves, but being smarter, being wiser, more well-rounded, more aware of things. And the Nine of Cups would also indicate that at an emotional level, right? So to me, this feels like our spirit and our feelings or our emotions lining up together and presenting maybe a new layer to who we are or how we feel, how we deal with situations that is smarter, wiser, and more complete. Now let's go to the Shamanic Medicine Oracle card. It is crystals, amplification. I'll take it. We've seen crystals before. Crystals, to me, this is, I'll read the card in just a moment, but this is about calling upon the power of crystals and the strength, the intelligence, and wisdom that comes within them, right? The grounding and sort of the energetic cleansing and healing that can come from crystals. When I look at this, it feels very solid. The other thing that's interesting to me is I feel like we're getting these cups card coupled with these shamanic medicine cards that are earth based, right? Yesterday was four-legged, which is about four-legged creatures, and the four legs of those creatures planted on the earth speak to the connection to the physical, to the earth, and to grounding. Cups and earth, or pentacles energy, would be very complementary, right? It's water and earth. When I think about crystals, crystals are born from the earth, they dwell within the earth and grow there and have a very sort of grounding nature and knowledge to them. So I feel like there's a steadiness and an intelligence here, even maybe a higher intelligence, especially with the Nine of Wands underpinning this, being connected to the spirit, that um, that informs us today, right? And allows us to be self-assured, confident, and at peace with whatever we're dealing with. So let's look at amplification. We'll read the story. You have a natural affinity and attraction to the shining world of crystals. These conscious allies are happy to assist with healing, connection work, and protection. Crystals have the power to enhance, to strengthen, and to energize. This card is reminding you to connect with crystals on a regular basis. You do not have to go it alone, for crystals truly wish to partner with you. Whether you feel drawn to work with them on a professional healing basis or to use them purely for your own benefit, crystals have the power to assist. A shaman recognizes all of nature is alive and that all beings have spirit. Right now, you would benefit from the life force that runs through the mineral kingdom. Work with the electrical charge naturally created and stored in some crystals for deep physical, metaphysical, and emotional healing. The crystalline energy, and it's interesting, it's emotional healing with the Nine of Cups, because she would indicate that too. The crystalline energy will magnify your healing abilities and enable a greater connection with spirit. You will become stronger and your skills will be amplified by working with these beautiful stones. Invite crystals into your everyday life by keeping this card or actual crystals on your person, in your environment, and in your meditations. Crystals revealed. Healing crystals and ancient stones have been honored and used by medicine people throughout time. The spirit of each crystal resonates with those using them. Some cultures believe the shaman held a special crystal within his or her body that aided in healing themselves and others. Crystals have been used since the magical times of Atlanteans, Egyptians, and ancient Greeks for divination, protection, and healing. Other divinatory meanings. Working with crystals will enhance your spiritual connection. You have a natural understanding of the mineral kingdom. Study and use the properties of crystals. Use crystals for journeying and healing work. Set crystal clear intentions to achieve your goals. Crystal speaks. To amplify, we should unite. Crystals help you shine your light. Upon your heart, rose quartz for love, winger gifts from earth and stars above. So I think that some of this is about finding like a deeper hidden truth within ourselves, the fact that crystals grow within this cave, right? And they have this wisdom, healing, and intelligence within them. I think it's sort of more metaphoric. Certainly you can go out and get crystals and place them on your person like the card suggests. But it also speaks, when I look at it, think of it like more metaphorically, there's a depth and a wisdom within us, and this is also reflected in that Nine of Wands and in this Nine of Cups. So both spiritually and emotionally, there's a depth and a truth that we want to amplify today, that we want to touch base with, that we want to ground in and connect to in a more solid, profound way, and allow that to amplify or be our guide. Listen to the voices within from our emotional body and from our spiritual body, and allow those to indicate to ourselves what next steps we need to take, right? I will remind you that the stone this week is that word peace, and the color here matches sort of the card of crystals. Finding that peace within emotionally and spiritually, those are to me the more deeper bodies that we deal with. They're a little bit deeper and more subtle than, say, the mental body or the physical body, right? Physical body being more 3D and dense, and mental being a little bit higher than that, right? So here it is, to me, it feels like this mixture of finding answers within our emotional and spiritual self, because we also have the Six of Wands in the midweek too, which was another spirit card, and about embracing and acknowledging our spirit and what we're capable of. Here we have it feels like grounding that to a degree between four-legged from yesterday and crystals today, grounding that in the truth and the reality of our experience or whatever it is that we're dealing with, and then amplifying that or allowing that to be our guide towards this peace this week. Now let's see what the grounding stone is for today. Okay, so two stones fell out. One fell out and one I had in my hand. So I'm going to use both of them. That's never happened before. Usually I only grab one from the bag, but one did fall out. So the one that I grabbed from the bag was courage. So grounding in courage, or our own truth and our own strength, that would be like the strength of crystals or the wisdom that comes from crystals. And the emotionality of the Nine of Cups and the ownership that comes with the number 9, right? Or the completion that comes with the number 9. That would be the courage that we see. So having the courage to own who we are, how we feel, and not sort of make excuses or be indecisive or allow others to influence, like, what is our truth is my feeling today, and standing by that truth, both emotional and spiritual, and allowing that truth to inform us and amplifying that truth even through the power and the wisdom of crystals, right? But the other grounding stone here today is honor. So having the courage to also honor ourselves, how we feel, what we're feeling, what we've learned, what we've been through, and embracing that at some level, right? That's the kind of the word honor to me, is honoring our experiences, our feelings, who we are, being complete. All of that stuff is, it does take courage to own that. It takes sort of a strength to, like, when you can honor that and acknowledge that and own it, right, for what it is. And that's also some of the Six of Wands from the midweek. It's like finding a level of self-acceptance that's a bit deeper this week at both the emotional and spiritual level, and then using that to make us smarter, wiser, more adept in working with the situations that we face or the people that we face. To me, it feels like a very well-rounded and like whole day. Like, we should feel complete and whole and believe in ourselves today and have the courage to do so and honor ourselves in that way. That is your reading for the day. I hope that it makes sense. Please hit the thumbs up button and like the video, share the video out, leave me a question or comment, and please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Take care.